Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Diddy, it looks like you got the Biloxi blues. Let me tell y'all something. Judge Aaron is low-key funny and also letting Diddy know, baby, you want to sit here and put on the theatrics and fake the funk. Guess what? Judge Aaron said no to Diddy's preferred jail. Baby, we got to talk about it because, yeah, no to the judge. Now, let me give you a little background on the prison. The thing is that's so shocking about it is the prosecution said, we don't care if he goes to Fort Dix. However, Judge Aaron said, well, guess what? I do. And people say that Diddy may be shaking in his boots because he thought he was going to be protected in Fort Dix. He had people that was going to guarantee his safety in Fort Dix. He had connections in Fort Dix, and now he is going to go to a New York City area jail that, don't get me wrong, but people are saying that it is going to make living in that jail unbearable. That's right, unbearable. Let's get into this, all right? So first of all, Judge Aaron literally telling Diddy no. And what did Cat Williams say? You got to tell that ninja no. Now, why did he tell him no? Well, Judge Aaron is keeping that pretty, close to his chest. However, right? They said they gave a memo endorsement, right? Judge Submaranian said he will not specifically recommend Fort Dix, only the New York City area, and asks if another geography is requested to ask for it by October 10th. Now, listen, I always thought it was weird that he was even requesting to actually be in jail in the New York City area. He said it was to be closer to family. And I'm like, your mama, what you said you was begging to get out for and you need to visit her, she lives in Florida. Your kids live in your mansions either in Florida or Miami. As far as I know, yes, one of your daughters go to school in New York or is living in New York, and there might be one son that's living in New York. But outside of that, what ties do you have in the New York area? I'll tell you what ties he got in the New York area. Remember how Diddy was saying he united the Bloods, the Crips, the Trentianos, and Jamaican Posse, all this other stuff? Okay, fine. However, in the memo to the court, he said he's actually been attacked and he fears for his life, which lets you think that they aren't sitting there holding each other's hands saying, yeah, go, Diddy, go. And it makes you think that Diddy is having a harder time than he's putting on in jail. And baby, we love to see it. Baby, that is where retribution is. Okay. So I was always wondering, why would he want to be here? Again, I think he got connections. I think they can guarantee the safety. Well, I think Judge Aaron said the same damn thing. And he also said no. He denied it. And he said they got until October 10th. You can pick out another geography in the USA, but you're not getting into Fort Dix. Now, why would he want to get into Fort Dix? Well, for another reasons, okay? Because here's the thing. The best... When you go and there's no best or worst. Okay, yeah, there is a best or worst. However, when you go to like a lot of Facebook groups that inmates are on or people that know inmates, they said for a 4-year sentence, there's about 6 jails that he could be in, okay? There's Ottersville Camp. If he is eligible, that one is calm. It has minimum restrictions, okay? There is it has a minimum security. A lot of people that are in there have nonviolent and they are low risk offenders, okay? They have very low violence rate. And get this, it's dorm housing, small population. They have really good food, religious services, and it's a pretty quiet environment. It is actually the safest and most comfortable, okay? But the thing is, this is what Diddy's first choice people are saying, if you believe the reports, okay? The only thing is there is minimum, very limited capacity. Everybody wants to go there. And to actually go there, you have to what? You have to be a non-violent, low-risk offender. Now, he might be low risk, but he is certainly not violent. So that was off the list. So that's why he went to Fort Dix, right? That's also low security and a minimum cap. That is for nonviolent drug, financial, and fraud offenders. Again, nonviolent drug offenders. It doesn't mean you have to be completely nonviolent. It just can't be a violent drug, right? It has low to moderate violence, but it's much safer than the MDC. It's open campus, dorm style housing, outdoor recreation. You have a good movement and lots of freedom. Did he really research what jail he thought he could go to? A lot of people, and get this, it's 90 minutes from New York, and it's the best balance of safety, access, and comfort near New York City. I think Diddy wanted to be in New York because he wants to make sure he is protected in jail. Now, I don't think that people will try to extort Diddy in jail. But if there are extorters, why wouldn't they try to extort Diddy actually in jail? He's a millionaire. He got the money to pay, don't he? You see what I'm saying? Now, I doubt the jail will let that happen, but they say stuff like that happens in jail. Now, here's the thing. Another jail in the New York City area is Otisville, okay? Otisville is a medium security jail. It has a broader mix. People say it's low to medium risk, and it's for people with longer sentences. Now, mind you, longer sentences often mean that people got less to lose because they're like, well, if I'm going to be in here if I'm going to be here 10 years to 20, like if I slap you, I'll get another year. Whatever. I'll put it on the end of it. It is known for moderate violence, but again, it's far less chaos than the MDC. It has, and here's why Diddy probably don't want to go there. There's cells, more restrictions, limited programs, okay? It is an hour and a half from New York City, just like Fort Dix. It's decent, but a lot less freedom than Fort Dix. Fort Dix, they say, has the best quality of life. It really is super, super cushy, and people refer to it kind of like as a club fed. Now, there is one in Danbury, Connecticut, FCI Danbury, but that's low security, but now it's women only. I think that they stopped letting men in. And there's the FCI Raybrook. That's medium security. It's mixed population, Diddy, but there is higher risk. It has moderate violence and standard medium security routines. It's in a colder climate. There are fewer visits allowed. It's 5 hour, well, not allowed, but you can say you'll probably get a lot less visits because it's 5 hours from New York City. It is orderly, but it's very, very remote and very, very cold. And of course, you have the MDC Brooklyn, but I think now that Diddy's been sentenced, I don't think they're going to let him stay there. He's probably going to have to leave. You guys, listen, at the end of the day, Diddy wanted something close to New York that had safety and low violence, open campus style, which means, again, you guys, there's no cells. Fort Dix is one of the few federal prisons without traditional cells. Inmates live in open dormitories or cubicle style units with more freedom of movement. It's physically and psychologically easier, more like military brackets than being actually behind bars. Again, he could get more family visits. It's only 90 minutes from New York City. And again, that makes it feasible for the family. But again, I don't know how much family he has in the New York City area. And remember I said they usually move you like within 500 miles of family. Get this, they do have better programs than sentence credit. Fort Dix has education, job training, and First Step Act programs, which can reduce actual time served. Inmates aiming to earn early release credits or stay active prefer Fort Dix over detention centers, okay, which have very few programs. And get this, reputation among inmates in federal circles, Fort Dix is considered livable, not luxurious, but one of the better low security choices in the Northeast. Some refer to it informally as a camp style experience compared to harsher prisons. It's seen as a place where you can do your time quietly without daily violence or lockdowns. And I get this, occasionally, and this is why I think Diddy's angle might be, inmates request a facility because they know people already there, especially if they expect support, shared background, or safety in numbers. But Fort Dix's large population does mean that these connections are very common. It's not about favoritism, it's about familiarity and safety. You guys, listen, Diddy thought he was slick, and Judge Aaron said, no. Now, let me just say this, right? Am I disappointed in, let me just say this real quick. Am I disappointed in the length of the sentence that Judge Aaron gave him? Not really. Do I wish it was longer? Absolutely. But Judge Aaron is a man of the law, and he knows if he did anything crazy, it might get overturned. He pretty much ironclad that Diddy's sentence, even though he can apply for an appeal, appeal will not be granted, because he even did 10 months below what the pre-sentencing report was, which is the actual lowest, okay? Anyway, Diddy stood in front of Judge Aaron's court and said, please, 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 I'll do whatever the court says. I just want to come home. Judge Aaron could have given him so much more time. Again, it would have been a big appeal court fight, but he still could have given him so much more time. Judge Aaron showed him mercy. And for that, Diddy's lawyers went out to the courthouse and showed their ass, saying the judge was a 13th juror. This is an abomination. How dare you? And now we got Diddy. Even the prosecution said that boy can go to Fort Dix if he wants. The judge says, no, you got till October 10th to give me another geography in the U.S. And if you don't, then I'll put you in a different jail in New York City. But by hook or by crook, baby, you are not, and I repeat, not going to Club Fed, Fort Dix, and whatever else you have going on, baby, you going... Yo, I know Diddy is worried because people of this caliber do have to worry about being extorted, being bullied, being treated like crap. Again. Yeah, I don't think Diddy counted on this one. Baby, this is worst case scenario all around. You ain't count on not leaving that day. A bunch of Didiots, shout out to Chaos Forever for coining that term. A bunch of Didiots thought that they could just walk outside and Diddy was going to be free, right? Remember that celebration outside the courthouse? Yeah, Diddy's still sitting in jail. Now he's going to be sitting in a very violent way to go. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll keep y'all posted. Talk to you later. Bye.